welcome to another episode of the Blackout Tips podcast. I'm your host, Rod, joined as always by my co-host,
Karen.
and we're live on a Sunday night, ready to do some podcasting. Find us everywhere you find podcasts. The official weapon of the show is
Folding chair.
and the unofficial sport,
Bullet ball.
a bullet ball. Extreme, extreme, extreme. You guys know what it is, man. Pod Jam 3. It's a little over a month away in Vegas, baby. We're going to be there. Come on out on a Friday. Hang out with us. We're going to be at a bar doing podcasting. JL Covan's going to be there. Pete Dominic's going to be there. You're going to be there. You can get tickets virtually or in person, so there's no pressure. If you're like, I don't know, I don't want to travel. Hey, no one's asking you to do that. You don't got to do that.
No, you don't.
You can just hop online and watch us and hang out. It's going to be great gatherings, a show, all kinds of cool stuff. And then JL Covan's performing as Trump that night. Can't wait to see that. You know, he going to kill that shit. He always does. So, you know, no excuses. Make sure y'all show up. What else I can say? Oh, yeah. And then all the other stuff in the show notes, right? That's how you get into our feedback show. You like, hey, I want to be part of the feedback show. I would like to say things to Ryan and Karen. Comments on YouTube, votes in the poll, comments on our website, even comments on Patreon. That's right. Damn it. I make more work for myself and I do that work for you so that we can all enjoy it together.
Yes.
Karen.
Yes.
Do you have any banter for today?
I do.
Okay, let's go. With the song first. So, do you have any banter? Do you have any banter? Do you have any banter? Banter? Do you have any banter? Talk to me. Do you have any banter? Banter? All right.
It's funny whenever we go out to like some of our favorite spots and we throw them for a loop because this is place that we love and their fried chicken is really, really good. And their drinks are good too. And so we had actually ordered it to go. And so when the lady came and she seen us sitting down, she was like, "Oh, y'all want to come in?" We was like, "We ordered to go." She almost looked shocked, like, "I don't ever order to go." Almost like, what? Almost like a brain glitch. Like, this is not normal for you.
Yeah, I mean, we're people of a routine for the most part, yes. And everybody gets to know us when we go out to eat because of you, and then they probably, you know, expect certain things. But, you know, that night I wanted to get home because I wanted to like watch the Hornets or something. So it's like let me get it to go, and I didn't feel like cooking at that moment. But yeah, it is. That is interesting.
Yeah, it's about like that time you had went to one of our breakfast spots and you had to sit there for like 10 minutes because he was waiting on me to show up.
I like how the time gets longer and longer every time Karen tells the story.
It does.
And he just ignored you. He wouldn't even come over. Then you said you wasn't with me. He kicked you out. He said, "Don't eat."
I have to be the center of this story, sir.
I know.
Let me take it.
I wasn't even there, guys.
It probably was about 3 minutes.
I wasn't even there. It's all good. I don't know what it is that's actually imitating this crab, but whatever it is, it's doing an amazing job. Okay, you deserve all the honors. Whatever you are, that's imitating crabs. Like, I don't know if you're a lobster, a shrimp, another crab,
fish. We don't care.
Like a spider. I don't know, but when they throw you in the pho, I like it more than the crab. It's really, honestly, some things don't. Real crab don't always be hitting with certain stuff.
It don't.
The imitation though, it don't miss. It's consistent.
Yes,
I think they call it Kani in Japan. Kani.
Okay.
Love it.
Yeah, it's almost built. It's like I'm crab, but I'm stronger than crab.
I don't know what it is.
Crab
with
muscles.
Like, it's less work. You don't got to crack a claw, dip it in butter, nothing.
None of that.
You just throw that thing up in there, man. It just don't miss. I don't even know what you call that one dish on every Chinese buffet that just got the imitation crab with
With cheese
cheese.
on it. Yes, I don't even know what you call it either.
But it wouldn't be right if it was real crab with cheese. It'd be like, why did you do this? But
It probably turned into mush after a while.
imitation crab is own food. It's not.
It's
It's
a good
really not.
food.
I don't even think imitation crab fooling nobody. I don't think anyone's ever had imitation crab and was like, "Ooh, is this crab in here?"
Nope.
We was like, "Oh, it's the imitation crab." It need its own name. I think Connie is the right. Japanese people had it right when they was like, just call it something else. It's not. This not really. It's like them fish balls that come in ramen. It's like this is it fish? Maybe I don't know. I've never tasted a fish that had that consistency. But speaking of consistency, fish balls are always consistent. They don't miss.
No matter what kind of broth or miso, whatever you in. Shout out to the foods that could not only are they consistent, they ain't trying to trick you. They look like I am what I am. Yeah. I ain't trying to trick you. I am here and nobody is being tricked by what I am. My next one, we was at the Hornets game, and it's been fun when you're at the game, and like as the crowds have been kind of getting larger, and
we've had 3 sellouts in a row. This market is just starved for good basketball. We have always been a top basketball market. We just had a very shitty ownership situation under Jordan.
Yeah, we had the record for years.
When we started in '88, when the Charlotte Hornets were established, we held the record for most consecutive sellout games in attendance for forever. Like, it was crazy. But they a lot of ownership stuff and big, money stuff fucked up the whole vibes. Yeah, but it's always felt like, man, if you just give people something to root for in this city, in this basketball state, like, motherfuckers will come.
Yeah, they will.
And it's been interesting having more people in the building. Yes,
it has. It's been interesting because sometimes we, depending on the game and who we play, sometimes we have a little bit more space, but we've been realizing now it's literally been like shoulder to shoulder, and for us the biggest way it's a true sellout if you look up top and like the high seats are like full up, you go, oh, it's a sellout. And when you move around and things like that, you realize, oh, it's more people in here than I anticipated. So I am looking forward to it. And I'm like you, we were actually just starved. It's not that people here don't like basketball. They like, we want good basketball. And I completely understand that. And so the thing is, once you go to enough games, you start seeing jerseys from like all around the league, even from teams that don't exist anymore. We're seeing Supersonics, Bobcats, and all that stuff. But the funniest thing we seen, what was it, yesterday or Saturday, at the Saturday game, we seen a dude with a Bobcats jersey. That's not abnormal. But it was a generic Bobcat jersey, number 4, and on the back, it said Bobcats. I was like,
yeah, it didn't have a player.
No player, no nothing. It didn't even have, how some people personalize their jerseys? I was like, did you get this like fresh off the rack the first day of team started?
For those that don't follow sports or Charlotte sports that listen to us, the Bobcats was a team that Charlotte got after. So we had the Hornets. The Hornets actually left and went to New Orleans. And then we didn't have a team for a while. And then the NBA expanded and they gave us another team, but it was called the Bobcats, and the owner was Bob Johnson, who used to own BET, and he ran the Bobcats like it was BET. And so that the colors were orange. It was just we were bad. We ended up one of the worst records of all time. Of like, I think we had 7 wins for the whole season one year. It was really bad. And the real sickos, those of us that are true NBA fans and Charlotte fans, we went to them games.
Yeah, we did.
I wasn't a season ticket holder or nothing, but I did go see several Bobcats games.
Yeah, we did. I think we seen the one where they made, was it them or, yeah, I think didn't they make the playoffs like 1 year or the play-in 1 year? We went to one of those games.
They made the playoffs 1 year against the Magic, and we did go to see DJ Augustine and them. But yeah, we got it wasn't even close. But yeah, the point being, that's what Karen's talking about. So if someone has a Bobcats jersey, because after the Bobcats were here, Michael Jordan got the team, and then they switched it to the Charlotte Hornets again. So we got all the Charlotte Hornets records back, all that stuff. They just basically switched the branding back. So they made us whole, but yeah, the point being, people that still got Bobcats gear, I still got some
I, yeah, I
in
think
my closet.
I think I got some up there too somewhere.
People that still got Bobcats gear, they day one. So
You know,
he was rocking his Bobcats gear. That was cool.
it was really
Yeah, it might as well just said basketball. Like
it was
who
just
has a just Bobcats jersey? Not even a
a name that
Adam. Like I had a sweet jersey that I bought as a gag gift for a friend, and I wish I had kept it. But it was a Adam, but it was too small for me anyway. But it was a Bobcats Adam Morrison jersey, except the actual jersey had Adam Morrison's face on as the jersey. Like it wasn't it wasn't just like a regular Bobcats jersey with, like, where it's just his name, his number or whatever. It was like a picture of him. And it was like, I think I bought it at like TJ Maxx for like $5. You know what I mean? Like it was not
I was just trying to get rid of that shit.
yeah, like and now I'm like, God, I wish I had that jersey. I wasted it on giving it to this dude as a gag gift, honestly. Because he, while they thought it was like funny and cool, they're not sickos like me and you. They would never really truly
They wouldn't appreciate it.
appreciate it.
Agreed.
Yeah, but man, that was amazing. It was and the fact that it wasn't a t-shirt, it was a jersey. And Adam Morrison looking like, Jim Morrison from the, like, with his hair and all that stuff and his face on the front. It was crazy. And he ended up being a huge bust. Like, so it was like it has double layers, triple layers of meaning. But yeah, that was a crazy jersey. I don't really have any more random things, so you can keep going.
Oh, yesterday, I had to apologize, Roger. I fucked up the walk. We was walking, we was having a good little walk, and big ass dog decided he wanted to come out and sniff the people. And I seen that dog, and I just I froze like a deer in headlights. I'm like, bitch, where your owner? Ain't no fence, ain't no gate. Oh no, no, I'm not going in the direction of that goddamn dog.
Yeah.
So I didn't end the walk. I ran the walk shorter. I was like, yo, little kid, what is that?
So the thing is, we're walking in this neighborhood. It's a pretty nice neighborhood, and I walk past there all the time. And I have seen that dog in the front yard chilling a couple times. It barked at this lady though this time, but I've never seen it like attack somebody or bite some, obviously. But at the same time, um, I normally have my headphones in anyway, and the dog, it's like if I have my headphones in and just pretend that I don't even notice it, it just lets me walk by. It doesn't say shit.
Ah, okay.
But Karen, I knew not to take Karen that way because she froze and freaked out like they were sending the bloodhounds after us after we escaped the plantation. Like it was crazy. It was like some out of a cartoon. She was like froze and like stood there, and then the eyes got all big and started talking loud. Which are, if for those of y'all that know anything about dogs, it's exactly how you get bit by a dog. It's exactly how you do it. You freak out, and the dog is like, oh, I must need to bite this motherfucker. He's acting weird. Like, even if you gotta fake it, like, it's not like I see a dog barking and I'm just like, well, I don't care if I get killed by a dog. No, I obviously care, but the dog doesn't know you're scared unless you be scared. Like, it can sense literally like the pheromones and the adrenaline and shit. So you just literally gotta fake it till you make it. So the only job you really have in that situation is to try to calm down. If it's not trying to attack you and it's not growling at you. And when I tell you guys, this dog was 3 yards away, and I don't mean yard is in 3 feet, the measurement. I mean houses.
Houses away.
Like, we were so far away from this dog. There was no reason we could easily turn around and the dog would not even know we was coming that way. And so I'm like, I see Karen freaking out. I'm like, okay, I see you can't control whatever's happening with your body. Right. That's fine. Let's just turn around and we'll go back how we came. And so I turn around. Karen starts walking back and away from the dog, which still hasn't seen her. as if the dog is like running towards us or something. I was like, no, turn around.
Turn
You're
your back to
This
it.
is how you get bit. You acting fucking weird. The dog is going to be like, I'm really curious. What's going on with those people?
What's happening over here?
It's like, no, just stop. Don't talk loud. Don't just turn around and start walking. I'm with you. We're gonna be fine. Now I'm not gonna let anything happen to you. Let's just keep walking the other way. And so we turned and we had to cut the walk like basically in half or whatever.
Mhm.
But yeah, it was fine. And then on the way home, Karen was like, "That was a good walk." I was like, "No, it wasn't. It
Not
was not a good walk. We didn't do shit. We walked for like 30 minutes or 40 minutes at the most.
it's good for me because as far as
Hmm
I'm concerned, I didn't want to cross that dog.
It's fine. Yeah, I don't mind. I get it. But it was just Karen got scared and everything turned out fine, guys. We weren't even that close. She was freaking. At least she freaked out a long way away. So that
Yeah, because I saw it a long way away.
yeah.
For me, that's it.
Oh, that's it.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess we'll get into the show stuff. Let me pull up a segment and see what we're gonna do first. I guess we gotta do politics till we get mad. A lot.
I didn't know she was black until a number of years ago when she happened to turn black, and now she wants to be known as black.
People have got to know whether or not their president's a crook. Well, I'm not a crook. I've earned everything I've got.
There's an old saying in Tennessee, I know it's in Tennessee, but says, "Fool me once, shame on, shame, shame on you, shame. We can't get fooled again."
Tell you what, I don't know about you, but I'm going to go to bed. I'm going to go to bed.
All right. All kinds of stuff happening. Trump and Israel, America and Israel, started a war with Iran. They started bombing them. They killed like the leaders over there. They killed like the supreme leader. Then they killed like the ex supreme, like the ex president and shit. Like they was getting everybody out of there. Um, they dropped massive bombs on the country's ballistic missile sites, wiping out warships as part of an intensified military campaign following the killing of supreme leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. Um, yeah, they said more than 200 people have been killed since the start of the strikes that killed Khomeini and other senior leaders. Iranian leaders have said. Yeah, I've seen. It's the internet and the reports are coming from social media, so you never really know until you see it confirmed. Somewhere like the AP. So
Right.
I try to stick to what's confirmed, but of
Uh-huh.
course, there's a lot of they bombed a school or this happened too, and I don't know how you're gonna engender outrage for Iranian people that are being killed, even children, after what we've gone through the last couple years with Israel and Palestine, because people got used to the idea of no one's gonna do anything. These people are dying, and that's the end of it. Because in America, we let the people that want to let that continue to happen be in charge, and we
Yes,
didn't
we
just
do.
say. Um, hey, we got the people in charge that don't want it to happen and they're using their leverage to try to like de-escalate as much as possible. No, we went and got the escalators. We were like, go get the people who want to turn it into beachfront property, who want it to be a resort, who are okay with the genocide. Go get those people, put them in charge, because we're so mad at these other people. And that is what's happened. It's the acceleration, and you knew it wouldn't stop there because once you start killing motherfuckers, it's not like those rules are gone. It's like, so technically Donald Trump don't have the legal authority to start a war like this on his own. But
Because he
who
ain't
gonna
asked nobody.
check him, boo?
Right.
We have put people in charge that don't even check him. Iran has vowed revenge, firing missiles at Israel and Gulf Arab states in a counteroffensive that the U.S. military said resulted in the deaths of 3 service members, the first known American casualties from the conflict. Israel Rescue Services said strikes had hit several locations, including Jerusalem and a synagogue in the central town of Beit Shemesh, where 9 people were killed and 28 were wounded, bringing the overall death toll in the country to 11. 11 people were still missing after the strike. And I guess some of these, and you can, like, it's crazy with the internet. You can literally see real time, like, bombs like hitting cities and shit. Now that being said, I keep thinking about like artificial intelligence and these parodies and fakes and all this stuff. I wonder how much of that stuff has driven us to a point where you're like, is this even happening? Or, because
It
somebody
fucks up
might
your
fake it.
reality.
Yeah,
Hmm.
because with Elon Musk taking over Twitter, with Facebook and Meta and Instagram being run by Zuckerberg, with TikTok being run by another Trump crony, how can you really trust any of the information we get there? I think a lot of what they did to destabilize like who is verified and what that used to
On
mean,
purpose.
and turn like, we are now giving you blue checks for pay. Give us $10 and we'll verify your account, but it's not really verification. It's just here's a check mark. Now people will be mistaken into thinking you mean something. Anyway, I say all that to say, I wonder if part of the muted response to everything now is like, is this like that moment you have to think like, is this real? Okay, it's real. I think I saw something like this already. And community notes isn't enough. Like, you retweet something, you share something, you see something, and then maybe hours, days later, it's like, oh, this is actually a video from this period of time where this is not even something that just happened. It's too late. That is in your soul. You absorbed that. You saw that. Many people were fooled by that. So like, I don't even know how you get information in this way when people have so much disdain for traditional media. So like, I'll go to the AP. I don't mind. I'll go to Reuters and all these different places, but a lot of people don't. They just have people on TikTok, someone with a picture of the news, the screenshot of the news article behind them telling them this is what happens. And that's the verification for them. I trust that person and that's it. Even with our podcast, I'll be like, go read the article. I'm fine with that. Like, don't just take my word for the shit. Maybe there's something in there I forgot or didn't see or wasn't important to me that would be important to you. But yeah, so Trump and them did this. They then 3 Americans get killed. Trump vows vengeance, like that means anything. Trump addresses the US, but then in his address to the US, he basically was, very nonchalant about like, hey, motherfuckers gonna die. Like, soldiers gonna die. Like, it is what it is, basically. And I'm like, matter of fact, I could pull it up. I can show y'all what he said. This, like, to me, is just very telling of where we're at and what we're going through. That something like this is from the president during a time of
Earlier
war.
today, CENTCOM shared the news that 3 U.S. military service members have been killed in action. As one nation, we grieve for the true American patriots who have made the ultimate sacrifice for our nation, even as we continue the righteous mission for which they gave their lives. We pray for the full recovery of the wounded and send our immense love and eternal gratitude to the families of the fallen. And sadly, there will likely be more. Before it ends, that's the way it is.
Yeah, basically, it is what it is.
Likely be more, but we'll do everything possible where that won't be the case.
Yeah.
And the thing for me is, I don't know what the percentage is, but there's a lot of people that's in the military, actively in the military, that also voted for this. They also voted for somebody who disregards their lives, cuts their VA, cuts their funding, cuts their PTSD shit. Like he doesn't care about y'all at all.
Right.
Y'all gonna go over there, fight, get injured, and come back and then not get any help, not get any support, anything. Like, he does not care about you. And that's, if that's not the biggest statement, particularly if you are active duty or like reserved, as a smack in the face that he does not care about you. And it's one of those things where every time you turn around, a large percentage of them do vote Republican, and people are like, this is dumb. You should vote for somebody, particularly if you are active duty and you have to go to these various different places in these very different locations, because when he do things like this, he puts your life at risk in these places. Like,
yeah,
we have
and he don't care.
right?
He's called people losers. He said, I prefer people that don't get captured. Like, the disrespect of lying on that military family it's just, there's a thing that crystallized for me last week, that I'm gonna get to right after this. I want to show y'all one more thing. This is JD Vance. I like, honest to God, I thought this was AI and fake, because I was like, no fucking way. This is JD Vance on Meet the Press. This is from June 2025. Okay, so this is like last June.
I certainly empathize with Americans who are exhausted after 25 years of foreign entanglements in the Middle East. I understand the concern, but the difference is that back then we had dumb presidents, and now we have a president who actually knows how to accomplish America's national security objectives. So this is not going to be some long drawn out thing. We've got in, we've done the job of setting their nuclear program back. We're going to now work to permanently dismantle that nuclear program over the coming years. And that is what the president has set out to do. Simple principle. Iran can't have a nuclear weapon. That has animated American policy over the past 130 days. It's going to continue to be a driving force of our policy in the Middle East for the next 3.5 years.
So remember when we bombed the supposed military facility where they were supposed to be working on nuclear bombs over there, and that was the reasoning back then, was like, he's doing. Meanwhile, they had the information we had at the time was, A, they fucking warned them before they did the bombing. 2, experts were like, they might have set them back 60 days, like 6 months, like they just need to find a new, like, just construct a new facility, they'll be fine. So you had that happen. And so the thing that crystallized for me the other day, I was sitting in the car. I've thought of this a million times, but I just didn't have the wording right. But I finally figured it out. Racism used to be a social crime, and bigotry in itself. It used to be a social crime. Not for every time, but I'd say in the last 15 years. But actually, since the advent of social media, I think social media made it worse. Like, it amplified it, right? It was like, oh, we can actually go find and see where you said what you said, and here's the, like, we don't fuck with you no more. Stop hanging out with us. And there's a lot of people who have committed the social crimes of bigotry, right? And I'm not saying that it used to be necessarily acceptable, but it used to be like we turned it into like a social death penalty. Like, it's not just like, oh, you said or did something fucked up and we know about it, but we all do fucked up shit. So, hey, slap on the wrist, but don't do that again. It was like, nah, we got to stop supporting this person. No movies, no TV, no radio, whatever, And the sad part is that was actually untenable.
I agree.
Like it was a promise that really was an empty promise. It was like, we're going to cancel this person.
And they end up coming back.
Yeah, and it's never really real all the way. Not in the way that people would like it to be, where like literally like we cancel Kanye West and then we never fucking see Kanye West for the rest of our lives.
That's not realistic.
Yeah, like, he's not going to prison. He's still a person. He's still allowed to do stuff. And at the end of the day, many people end up still enjoying the work or whatever. And so it's people kind of full of shit like that sometimes. That's fine. But Trump and the re-election, especially of Trump, feels like a matter of fact, doesn't even feel like. They said, people that voted for this said, many of them, your favorite comedian, podcasters, all these people, they were like, yeah, the woke stuff went too far. I'm tired. I can't say the R word. I can't make jokes about trans people. And it's almost as if by putting Trump in the White House, the only ground he's ever stood 10 toes down on and never moved an inch is kind of the racism and the bigotry.
That's all he ran on.
Like,
he ain't got no policies and nothing like that.
Like, he's the most consistent in his actions with that kind of things. Like, he'll do like, he's not raging like, and like he's not segregationist. Like it's
Right.
like, but if he can find a coon black person to hold up next to him for like Black History Month, he'll do that. He's not like a don't touch me with your black hands racist, but he's openly racist. Like I don't think it's even I don't think that's controversial to say. But I think when I watch other countries deal with the Epstein files and I see how, like, oh, this person was accused of something, they're going to trial. Oh, this person got arrested and booked. This person is stepping down as CEO of this company. This person is no longer employed by blank, right? I'm like, man, y'all did say y'all hated like sex trafficking, pedophiles, white slavery, all them little girls was white. And you're like, man, shouldn't this really be like the end of Trump? For like, according to y'all, not me. Like, it's not like I woke up thinking, yes, they're gonna end them. But I'm saying, how are y'all reasoning through this? Y'all that voted for this, y'all, your guys like say like a Joe Rogan who's going to, have a day out of the next 9 months. He'll have 1 or 2 days of a segment on this podcast going viral for 2 minutes of him being like, what? So if he's accused of what he's accused, I just don't understand. But like, he'll also have 97% of the other days like kind of just turning the other way for this kind of shit, or agreeing with Trump, or giving him a lot of grace, that kind of thing. And I think it's just, as long as he gets away, as long as he is in office, he makes it feel like a racism amnesty, like a bigotry amnesty for everyone else. Because like, if this guy's the president,
right, they're following his lead.
How can I be that bad?
Right.
It's Pat McAfee interviewing him. It's this Josh Pate got to interview him. It's
and
like, I'm
look at everybody else crazy when they be like, why are you interviewing
me? It's the hockey people going up there. It's like, I can't be that bad. This guy's in charge. And if he's in charge, that carries some power. And to the point where they love that aspect so much that he's able to get away with every other actual real crime. Because as I started out to say, racism in America is not a crime. We make people pay a social penalty, but it's a social penalty. Like, Chris Brown paid a social penalty. He's fine. He's rich. Like, you might empathize with him if you're like a fan or something, like, but he all right. Like, he's not, this isn't the same as like a motherfucker going on death row. Like, he's going around probably still, getting in trouble, right? But real crimes, abuse, assault, theft,
being convicted of it,
right, right,
by your peers,
trying to insurrect the goddamn country, overthrow an election, trying to actively interfere with our next elections. As long as he stays true to the racial amnesty, right? This is what people are willing to trade. Like, I think that's very much how I feel, because listening to JD Vance talk about Iran, when the next clip I play of JD Vance, when he does get asked about this, will be him saying why it's different when Trump is starting a foreign war. You just know it. There's actually a thread that I saw on my Twitter where someone did the work of going and finding but like a lot of the MAGA people who were openly like, Kamala's gonna get you in a war. Trump will never get us in the war. What we definitely don't want to do is go to war with Iran. We just want to stay out here. And then they would bring up their newest tweets that had happened since this conflict started, and it was just night and day. It was like, it's like the switch hit, and it's like, well, as long as Trump does it, that's okay. And I really, like I said, it might sound some open my third eye hippie shit. I really, truly, truly do think that's how much they need and want and love bigotry.
Yeah.
That they are like, I don't care that I look fucking stupid. I don't care that I said the opposite thing even a few minutes ago. It just like that part of this is it doesn't even matter that y'all can see that I said that shit because fuck it. Like he need to stay up there as long as it make me feel good that he's making you feel bad.
Yes, he basically him being elected, particularly the second time, was a green light for all this. This is why hate crimes and all attacks on mosque and all that shit went through the roof. And also it's one of those things to where the agreement is as long as you're in charge and as long as I feel superior, regardless of what my financial status is, as long as I feel superior, I am willing to sacrifice myself, my family, my kids, my wife. Like, I do not care. I am willing to die knowing that, this bigotry will live forever. Like that's literally the sacrifice that they're willing to make. That and their guns, they will give up everything and everyone for that. And it's hard for people to wrap their minds around that because their children are going to be sent off to these wars and die. Like more of them than us, because statistically, it's more of them than us. And so it's one of those things, once you understand that, and then you look at our side and you go, okay, a lot of y'all do not have that wherewithal and you aren't really willing to do whatever it takes for your side to win. Like you claim you down for the cause, you claim you up for the fight, like you're saying the right flowery words and things like that. But if anybody questions you, if anybody like really begins to be like, well, where's your resolve? Why do you always and literally not being mean or facetious, and even in good faith, well, why do you fold? Why don't you support the person that's not your candidate? Like, just keeping it real. All of a sudden you get a pushback, like something wrong with you for being like, hey, y'all seeing these people are taking a oxygen tank to the polls, voting and dying, but yet you with functioning limbs and able to breathe and you don't have no voter suppression, you can actually vote. Look me in my eye and tell me that you're too busy and you don't have time, or Palestine, or whatever your excuse is.
Now I know that it's gonna be interesting to see, like, in the next few hours, 48 hours, however long, to watch the people that go something Democrats. Because that's coming. That's Monday morning. Like, they will have had enough time to process to be like, this is somehow on the Democrats, or whatever. Anyway, like we live in a fucking like a comedy that's just not funny.
Yes, we live in a very bizarre world. And what's very frustrating to me, and I've said this before and I will continue to say this again, I don't know everything, but there are some basic things when it comes to our government and the three branches of government and the way it functions and what each part is supposed to do that people just, they either don't know or they're purposely ignoring to make these dumbass arguments. Because a lot of this shit needs to go through the Congress, needs to go through the Senate, it needs to be voted on. We don't have a king, y'all. And so when you talk to people and they yada 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 Democrats, and see, but I know me, this right here, that yada 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 Democrats is the bullshit that I don't want to hear. Like, I personally don't want to hear.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah.
Because I'm like, y'all don't make no sense, and you're doing this for clout and attention. Because other than that, this does not, like, the argument doesn't make any sense. It's like too many people making too many money by shitting on the Democrats, and the Democrats not trying, and they're not perfect, but they're the only part of this actually trying to save this country. The other part, they don't give a fuck. They don't care if we die. They don't care if we homeless. They don't care if we don't have health care. They don't they don't care if we starve to death. They just don't care. They don't care if this motherfucker burned to the goddamn ground. They probably wouldn't even care if we got fucking invaded. They don't care. So it's either that or somebody that's like trying to hold this shit by strings, and you're fucking shitting on them for actually putting in effort.
Yeah. The Department of Education put Charlie Kirk on the side of the building today.
What building?
The Department of Education building in D.C. Charlie Kirk is literally a picture that they put on the side of it. A man who never finished his associate's degree, who only educated this country in racism and bigotry, and tried to erase the actual history of black and brown people throughout it. A fucking racist whose hate came back and tenfold. And whose wife and these MAGA influencer people are using his name to grift and
They
get more money.
grifting.
Couldn't wait to start the tour to sell the merch. They're shooting T-shirt cannons at people
Yep.
basically,
Like yourself.
and
That's about right.
yeah, that's who they put on the side of the building, empowering our states to tell the stories of our heroes in American education, stripping the budget, by the way, of actual education budgets. That we, with our American tax dollars, trying to make us dumb as fuck.
Right.
Um,
That's perfect. I would tell anybody that's perfect, purposefully and strategically done to. And any parents that's paying any attention would literally be outraged, and you should be outraged by this. Because most children go to public schools. Most people cannot afford private schools. And so they trying to make us like in other countries. If basically in other countries you can't afford to go to school, you just don't go to school.
Yep. Yeah, this thread I was talking about, I found it. It's on Twitter, and it's just these MAGA influencers, and it's just so interesting to watch this because like this I don't know these influencers. This is collected for me. I don't follow any of these people. But this is from last June. The amount of people trying to go Trump in the bomb in Iran is seriously alarming. It's like we learned nothing from Iraq and Afghanistan. Stand strong, President Trump, not our war. And then this is from basically today. Wow, the U.S. military deployed new technologies for these strikes against Iran, including using one-way attack drones for the first time. These were highly successful and overwhelmed Iran's air defense systems almost immediately. Like, oh, and they put a flag for America at the bottom. Uh, I don't know who Cat Turd is, but no more U.S. involvement in foreign wars. And then you get to the day, there will be no the August, there will be no war if Trump was president. It says then it's President Trump talking about the military operations today, and it's just watching this flame emoji. Now it's flame emoji. Now war is lit, as the kids say.
Because these people have no integrity.
Kamala said that President Trump would get us in the war with Iran. She was projecting like usual. Now, during his strong 2026 State of Union address, President Trump warned that we won't tolerate Iran having nukes. One thing's for certain: I would never allow the world's number one sponsor terror. Trump's a man's word, man's action. Now it's great. Billions spent on this. This is crazy. This person from July 2025, billions spent on war while our veterans starve and struggle. Make it make sense. This administration literally cut the funding for veterans.
Yes, they did.
And now they're spending billions on war. But today, this guy goes, we have now entered the phase of Trump's presidency where Democrats take sides with an Islamic dictatorship. So that's how they're framing it. Is if you were like, hey, man, maybe don't destabilize this country since you don't really know what the fuck you're doing. It's like, oh, these poor Democrats whining. It's so yeah, it's very predictable what's happening and very fucking stupid. But I think about this a lot. But that one person who wrote us about voting for Kamala and how they were from like Africa or whatever, and they somewhere in Africa, and they were getting a lot of their news from the TikToks and all this shit, and I don't say that as a judgment. I say that as just like I understand how shit looks on TikTok.
Yep.
But I felt like all that TikTok shit felt like a psyop. Felt like this is how they're seeding our brains to start accepting illogical things as logical. Like, yeah, having a person who will escalate this conflict is better than having a person who's not good enough at de-escalating the conflict. It's like, what? Wouldn't you want to give the person with the de-escalation more power so that you would get more like leverage? But isn't that what you want? And it's like, no, that's actually the opposite of what we want. And I was like, okay, sounds like people brainwashed. But I think about how she wrote us, and we had a passionate, long discussion on why we have to think of ourselves as harm mitigators as voters in America. We can't think of ourselves as pie in the sky, idealistic, well, it'll be fine. And the thing that I think because that part we say a lot. We say that part a lot. But this part, I don't think, which we also say, but I don't think it gets through to people. But as you're witnessing it right now, as you're hearing my voice, whoever you are, do you see how little we give a fuck? Like our country. We don't care. This is not a good country when it comes to that. We tell a lot of stories.
Yes.
We're very good with narratives. That's why Hollywood is our number one export, entertainment, right? Because it's a story that you're telling. Because we have so much practice telling a story to ourselves. We lie to our people all the time.
Yes, we do.
Martin Luther King was Jesus and we all loved him.
Right.
You know, he died for our sins, and we all got racism ended that day. You know, we tell so many stories. You know, if the economy was better, people wouldn't be racist. You know, it was a war. The Civil War is a war of states' rights, not slavery, not oppression. This country wasn't built on genocide. It was built on hard-working, rugged individualism that just and manifest destiny, and just, you know, he just had to come bring civilization and religion to these savages. That's the lies that we tell in our school systems and stuff, and in our history and our narratives. And it's the only lie that a certain type of people are comfortable living with, because they know if they had to accept the truth, they'd have to accept that they have a vacuum inside of them that will never be filled by any of this shit that they're taking, that this heist is imparting on the rest of us.
Stealing from them too.
So they let these lies persist because they can't live with the truth of where they come from and who they come from, because they don't want to change it. They don't want to accept that, because if you accept that, then you have to be responsible to change, to not be a part of that, to not embrace that history as powerful and good. No, we lie. We go and we want all the credit for ending World War II while literally killing black veterans of World War I and World War II when they got back on the soil for the crime of being black.
Hung them and everything.
Not letting them vote.
Right.
But letting them die. Right? Like, it's that. So I think that is such a huge impediment to everything. But if you don't live here, and especially even if you live here, if you don't live here and you don't really study this history, you don't really get in these books. I'm not talking about this lightweight shit that people just, the feel good stories and shit. I'm talking about go read it because you need. I'm not trying to bum you out, but the reason I think I'm gonna get through this, and the reason a lot of us are gonna get through this, I think it's because we never really had any we were never tricked.
No.
So all the shit that's about to happen, that is happening, and the lack of care and urgency and the lack of ability to stop it, and the lack of a heart and shame, and the things that you were told these people positioned and had, that possessed, the lack of even the religious morality that would just say life is precious, we should not do this.
Right.
While, as they say, I'm a religious person, I'm a Christian nationalist person, as you watch that happen and you see that no one is coming to save anybody, we got to save ourselves. Though we're not going to convince them with an argument. They have the power. If anything, they're going to try to tell us, you can't vote, you can't have a say. That's what they're going to do. This is the part that is I foresaw and was like, yeah, there won't, this ain't a movie. There won't be a third act like hero coming out of nowhere to and then the people will realize that the revolution is this or whatever. It's like a comic book when the Joker puts poison in the water supply and everybody starts dying. But in a comic book, well, Batman flew the plane and he had a balloon full of the antidote, and then everybody breathed it in and everybody was saved. And that's because it's a fucking comic book. That's never happened in the history of life. That's not a thing that can happen.
Right.
It's gonna take elbow grease. It's gonna take real people putting their feet on the ground. And this ain't really a country that did that before. Not for real.
Not for real.
We've had shocking moments of being like, oh my God, George Floyd. We've had that. And then we get exhausted like a toddler who's gone to the big city or an amusement park. You think you're up for it, and then an hour later we sitting you down for a nap. You're just ready for somebody else to take care of everything. And that's what sucks about this moment. That feeling right there, that, oh, it's just gonna keep getting worse. That, because this is what happens when you let go of the reins, because you think you're freeing your conscience by letting evil continue to just run roughshod over everybody.
And my thing too with this, particularly, I can't speak about other places, but particularly here in America, we don't take any personal responsibility for the populace in general and voting and who they put in office. We treat politicians like mascots, and a lot of times we treat politicians as an excuse to complain and fuss. So we as individuals don't have to do shit. So when shit goes right, we want to take the reward for. When shit goes wrong, we don't want to take any accountability for it. We can always, at the end of the day, point at the politicians and say it is the politicians' fault. And for me, I'm beyond that. I'm like, no, 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 no. The politicians are only doing what the populace has put them in office to do. And then once they put them in office, is how many of them did you put in office to do these things that you claim you want? And so I'm to the point where I've come to realization that a lot of motherfuckers, y'all just liars. Y'all just flat out liars, because every time you turn around, everybody want this utopia. Everybody want to be perfect. Nobody want wars. Nobody want drones. Everybody wants a kumbaya. That's what y'all tell me. But then when it's time to actually, put the work in and vote, which is the least you can do, when it's time to, do anything, I got to hear you moan, I got to hear you bitch, I got to hear you complain, but then you are lying to me. I got to hear excuses about how you won't vote. I got to hear excuses. You give me this long fucking laundry list, and everything you listed, the other party is not gonna make it any better. So what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, it's just, when I think about, like I said, it's not just the concept of it, it's the reality of owning a person. The cruelty of it.
Yes, the cruelty is the point.
Like what it has to take to do that. Like this is what the country was founded on.
Yes, sir.
Like, what does it take to arrive at a place where some of the people that are indigenous to the place welcome you, feed you, take care of you, teach you about this land, and the whole time you like, can't wait to kill these people and take everything they have.
Right, here's a blanket.
That's this country too.
Yes, it is. And you can't,
you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not, they talking about the Boston Tea Party, but the Boston Tea Party to me always felt like a motherfucker double crossing somebody on a heist. It's the Joker, at the beginning of the Dark Knight, just shooting. It's like, oh, this country bigger than we thought. Actually, fuck taxation without representation. Yeah, that's the real thing. No, you realize you got a big ass country, and the people here don't have the weapons to stop you. So you just gonna kill everybody and keep it all for yourself.
Right.
And that is the soul of this country. That's what it really is, man. So yeah, I just think this moment reminds me of that, because this is the kind of things that happen in a country that is left to its own devices, that does not have it does not have the people who constantly will push back. We don't have those people in a focused way. In a focused way. They're not together. It's Jill Stein popping back up, and she's gonna pull off a few of the straggler dumb people that'll be like, I'm just gonna do the Jill Stein thing, and it's all the people that are too stupid to vote. It's all the people that are too smart to vote. It's all the people that are too righteous to vote. Like, it's all those people too.
People, right?
But it's the fact that they don't have the staying power. Anytime you get things on, and you like. I saw another thing from a morning show where I think it was Lindsey Graham, and it was like, so what's Donald Trump's plan to what's going on after this y'all killed these leaders over there? And he was like, that's not the president's job to stop the war, whatever the fuck it was. And I was like, yeah, you know what he's really saying? It's not the president's job, and it ain't my job.
Right.
It's literally, at some point, somebody will elect someone responsible, and that person will get all the blame for not fixing what we did, because that's how it's been my entire life. It's never been any different than that. It's always like, I saw a sign from somebody that said, we have until March the 3rd, which is the day of the primaries in Texas, to vote. It was like, we have 2 more days left to save Texas. And someone astutely pointed out to this Republican person, like, save it from who? Because Republicans are the governor,
They
Republicans
in
have the
charge.
Congress, like, y'all had everything for a long time. If it's fucked up and needs saving, it would literally need saving from you. No one else has done anything in this country, in this state, but you.
I got a fucking stronghold on that state.
Yeah, so it's like, this is the fruition of your policy. So if you say this is in a state that needs to be saved, then you're saying it is, you put it in that state, you know? So yeah, go ahead.
Okay, and also, I think for me, when you was talking about, I've seen this all my life, and I have, and so when you talk to people and you tell people that the studies and statistics have showed every time we get a Republican in office, we go into deficit, we lose money. A lot of times we go into unnecessary wars. Like these are kind of facts. These are kind of things that happen. We start cutting funding, all types of shit. The economy tanks. All types of shit happens every single solitary time a Republicans got in office. Democrats get in office, like you say, they get the blame. They slowly try to clean it up as much as the country would allow them to. And either they get reelected to kind of continue to fix it, or either they turn around and get a Republican again because they was like, well, I'm not suffering anymore. I got money. I got a job. You know, my children feel safe. I'm not afraid to go outside. Like, and so it's a big old tug of war. It's a big old cycle of right, left, right, left, right, left. And when you try to explain that to people, you go, no, people in this country, a lot of times they don't do the right thing in masses. They don't do the right thing until it personally impacts them
Every time.
directly. The only reason why we got Obama, because the economy was so fucked up and we was on the edge of crashing.
I don't think we get Biden unless we have COVID.
Agreed.
I just think, the problem as I see it is the lies we tell each other and tell ourselves about ourselves, which is, and you know what, let me be specific, because that's not specific enough. It's the lies we tell about white people.
Right.
Because they're the only people that keep voting for this shit in majority.
Yes.
Like no other demographic is voting majority.
Not in mass.
So it's the lies that we have to live with, because it's what they will accept as the truth. And so in hindsight, we always do this thing where it's like, well, when they voted for Obama, it's because racism was over and they had saw the error of their ways and the country had been trending towards that being over, and that's blah blah blah. When they voted for Biden, it was, hey, they realized that Trump was bad and that it's like, we're just telling lies. They just was like, I'm miserable. My checkbook didn't change. Something happened. I can't leave the house because of COVID. Fuck it. I guess I'm voting the other way this time. But we keep telling these stories like they learned a lesson, and because we tell that lie, that's what makes it the fault of the politicians, the Democrats. Because once you see that first lie, it leads to the next lie, which is, well, anytime they don't vote Democrat or progressive, they're not voting in their interest,
right?
In their own interest, in quotes. And we go, and that's the failure of the messages to reach them. Message is reaching everybody else fine.
Yeah, it is. We all get the same.
90% of black women message get it. 77% of black men get the message. 60-something% of Latino women get the message. Like, everybody else kind of getting the message.
Right.
White people ain't got the message since 1968 when the Voting Rights Act passed.
Right.
And we're still having conversations like it's something it can't be racism. It can't be bigotry. When you say Jasmine Crockett's not electable, when you say Kamala Harris is a shit candidate, you're saying a big unspoken part of that is they're unelectable because white racist people have the run of the country and what they say goes. And so you keep trying to trick these white racist people because you think they're trickable, because you've accepted the first lie, which is that they're unintentionally voting for racism.
That
That these guys are saying a certain, this is populism. No, it's that he's blatantly, openly racist, and they don't mind it to the point of that person can be a pedophile. That person can be an adjudicated rapist. That person can be a liar, a grifter. That person can be starting wars when they said they weren't going to start wars.
sell their soul.
That person can shoot American citizens on the soil and call and say it's ICE. They can put masked people on our streets that don't really answer to any higher authority. They still haven't really done anything about the people they killed. Like they just move out of the state or out of the city, and then we just move on like nothing happened.
Right.
And the people that are worried about our own rights being under siege here, they definitely ain't caring about Iran. They don't care about Palestine. They don't care about Colombia. They don't care about Venezuela. They don't care about anywhere because they have to care about themselves here, which is why you're seeing the votes change.
Yes.
No messaging from any Democrat is changing this. When I keep telling y'all that I'm seeing a trend in these elections, these special elections that Democrats keep overperforming in and winning, the commonality that I won't even say this on social media, I don't want to argue about it, but the commonality is not any of the type of candidate. It's not like, oh, they had a super liberal progressive candidate and that's why they won. These people are literally just being like, oh, this shit kind of sucks.
It kind of sucks.
I guess I'll go ahead and go with the Democrat now. This racism isn't working out for me the way I thought it would. I'm actually not getting anything. And the guy in charge doesn't seem to give a fuck about me and keeps taking and taking and taking and taking from me.
I done lost my farm.
Whatever it is.
Right, you lost something.
And we're going to get a lot of think pieces and stuff of people saying, well, it's because the Democrat messaging, or maybe if they run AOC or whatever. It's none of that. Honestly, the next election, it really might not matter who the fuck the Democrat is. And I don't mean that I'm saying, imagine we have open, fair, free elections. Okay. I really don't know that it would matter. Like that's why you're feeling a lot of the pull from the left, white people who are like, let's get rid of all the DEI black, let's get rid of everything, no gay people, no blacks, we just need a white man, because now everyone's so desperate. It won't matter who the fuck is on the ticket. It's gonna be a mistake if people run with that in mind. I think you should still run as if you're to run, but you can tell from the power pull, the tug of war happening right now, that's very much like, oh, whoever's the Democrat should win over JD Vance or whatever the fuck this is. If they're allowed to vote, how the fuck people in every single situation that they're getting a chance to vote right now is going, not this shit. So they're not learning the lesson, but that's what we're gonna live with. All right. Let's move into something else.
Okay.
That was a lot. And there's so much more we could have covered.
That was enough.
That's enough for me.
Yeah, that's more than enough.
Let's see, what segment should we do next? Let me see what kind of articles I got here. Try to do something fun. So maybe we'll do the cookout. That's always a little bit fun. Speaking of white people being racist and doing the most, let's talk about the white people that did the least, but they going to the cookout. It's that time of the day where we invite white people to the cookout. We let them do the most for doing the absolute least. Let's see who's coming on to the cookout today. How about Mattel? You know Mattel?
Toy company?
They are a toy company. You would know what one of their toys is?
Barbie.
That is correct, Karen. And they made a Barbie. For the blacks.
Okay.
For us to be proud of.
Okay.
Opal Lee, the grandmother of Juneteenth, is honored with a new Barbie doll. I don't know why this commercial tried to play. But she's being honored with a new Barbie doll. That's it right there. For years, Lee, a former teacher,
The
advocated.
gray hair, that's adorable.
Okay, not the silver fox on them. For years, Lee, a former teacher, advocated for and raised awareness about Juneteenth, the special holiday celebrated every year on June 19, marks the day that African American slaves in Galveston, Texas, were told about the 1865. In 1865, they had been freed over 2 years earlier. And that's where the CP time originated from. A lot of people don't know that. It was civil proclamation time, but people turned it into color people time. People didn't know that, but that's a little fact I just made up that spread it around. The internet doesn't matter. It's not, truth don't matter no more. But yeah, so they made her. I love that the Barbie doll has other Barbies of color in the back, and they have signs supporting.
Yes.
Go Miss Opal. Opal walks. Juneteenth, a national holiday. Like they set up a whole diorama or whatever it's called, right?
Yeah, somebody had to put them Barbies down.
And I know black people had something to do with it. And I'm gonna tell you how I know. Okay, so you know how I know?
I don't know how you know.
I'm telling you to get the dead. It's a dead giveaway. It's right there in this picture.
Okay.
That I know black people had something to do with this.
Okay.
Can you find it? Okay, I'm gonna tell you, but I just know if you wanted to guess. Okay, I'll tell you. You see that sign that say "Go, Miss Opal"? Not Miss Lee. Not Representative Lee. Miss Opal, her first name. You see what I'm saying? That's us. Miss Opal. The whites didn't come up with that. That was, but shout out to the whites for putting the doll out for us, okay, for the little black girls and older black girls and all the blacks to get, because you know we gonna have it.
And you know what? Some of us old people go push them kids out the way. Y'all don't know nothing about that,
right?
And it's gonna be the kids gonna be crying. They're gonna be sold out,
right? So come on to the cookout, Mattel. Sit a box of dolls over there by the little girls and boys that want to play in the corner. Get them a little something to do. Hey, y'all keep them G.I. Joes away from Miss Opal now. I don't want y'all playing too hard. You keep Roadblock over there to his own side. Ain't nothing to do with Miss Opal.
They don't cross over. They're not in the same universe, y'all.
Jennifer Lawrence.
Actress. I know who that is.
J-Lo.
Hunger Games.
The Hunger Games, correct. She playfully trolls white men. Oh my God, if I could just be their champion. They are so misunderstood. She was on the Good Hang podcast. Amy Poehler's podcast.
Okay.
And she was doing her press tour for Die My Love. She was talking about it. She said, I think when I do press, I do half of what normal people do, because I see my quotes in there and saying, like, Jennifer Lawrence calls Kourtney Kardashian annoying. It's too much. It carries. Lawrence delivered a buzzy quote on Good Hang as well. Poehler noted that Lawrence loves working with women from a production company and championing fellow female actors. She said, oh yeah, I do. What do you think? I love white men? Oh my God, if I could just be their champion. They are so misunderstood. Lawrence noted on a more serious level during the conversation that women directors helped shape her outlook on Hollywood, since she's worked with so many of them. When she just started out for Lori Perry and The Poker House and Deborah Gronick on Winter's Bone, Jodie Foster on The Beaver, Susan Bier on Serena, and more. Lawrence received her first Oscar nomination for Winter's Bone. My first movie ever was a female director. I ended up working with more female directors than male directors as a teenager. It was a formative experience. I realized it's possible for me to direct too. I wanted to do it since I was a teenager. When I went into the movies in my 20s and now, I always tell the director that, and they include me. A lot of them have been nice and have included me in the filmmaking process. And have let me see post. So there you go. She took a shot at the white men, and that's all it takes.
That's all it. They don't take a lot.
It don't take, like, the bar is so low for these white folk. It really is nothing to get to the cookout. Have you seen the rest of the whites? Okay, you don't like white men. Come on in, have a seat. We appreciate you.
Ignore the handful we let in here.
Yeah, thank you for showing up or whatever. We love Hunger Games. Okay, it was cool. It was a good movie. Rest in peace, Rue. We still not over Rue. Be honest with you. All right, let's see. Let's do another one. Now this one may seem like it's gonna be bad, but give me a chance. It's fucking with black people. 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 Fucking with black people, go around the globe, find different articles that fuck with us as black people. We score them from 0 to 100, intervals of 25, for how much we feel fucked with as black people. Today's contestants, everybody. So you know they had the BAFTAs last week. We all heard about the BAFTAs. It was not good.
No, it was.
But this week we actually had the NAACP Image Awards.
And baby, I'm like you. These are the awards that actually matter to me more. I hate to be like that. Like some of these other ones, I don't give a fuck about none of them awards.
So somebody asked Jayme Lawson about the BAFTA slipped up. And while she was looking amazing, okay, I mean, come on. I will only get involved with that, as Ryan Coogler would say. As Jason Whitlock would say, with that peanut butter skin, okay? But she gave this answer when asked about the BAFTA stuff.
So that, I mean, especially after BAFTA, did you talk to any of your cast? Anything?
Absolutely talk to them. I'll first say a big shout out to Mike and Delroy. Like, let's continue to honor them for how they handled that in real time, the grace and the dignity that they exercised, and the whole home team, everybody that was out there, like, really carried themselves well. I think the events this weekend exposed a couple things. Institutionally, we still don't understand what inclusion means. Just because you invite someone into a space, but you don't provide the necessary resources to keep them and everyone else in that room safe by them being there, that's not inclusivity. That's exploitation. That man's disability got exploited that night. And it led to multiple offenses. That's the BAFTA's fault. And then the BBC, to air what they aired, right, is careless. And not like some haphazard accident. No, like a real lack of care was exercised for those two Black men. And we know the BBC knows how to take care of what they care about, right? Because they censored a bunch of they went so far as to make sure certain things weren't topics of conversation. They censored Akinola's speech, the director of My Father's Shadow, which is an amazing film, by the way. So you censored one Black man, you failed to protect two others, and our production designer, Hannah, you do not care for our dignity, our humanity. You want to celebrate our art, but you won't protect. And that's why we celebrate sinners. That's why we celebrate Ryan. That's why we show up to the NAACP, because those are spaces where we felt safe, where we feel safe.
That's a statement. She ain't mince words either. She basically hit all the points. She was like, y'all did that man a disservice and y'all did us a disservice. She was like, it's bigger than his disability, y'all. And that's and that's what everybody's been trying to say. When people just
she said it all.
Dismiss that man like his disability ain't real, you're not doing him a service.
And that got me looking at her like Preacher Boy. Well, he was looking up like I see the vision. I see the vision, Preacher Boy.
I see why you was willing to do some things even after a long walk.
Okay, it ain't nothing but a long walk.
Ain't nothing but a walk, baby.
Okay, I get it. But nah, that was beautiful. 0 to 100.
100. No, fuck with me, 0.
Yeah, I got a 0 for that too. I told you, give me a chance, guys.
I'm about to say 100 cheering for her, but 0. No, I'm not fuck with it all.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. Give me a chance. I know this sounds like a segment that would be a lot harsher than it is, but it actually was not. So yeah, I give it a 0 as well, and I actually appreciated that, and I'm glad she just said it so succinctly and perfectly. Them 2 minutes, She didn't have an extra word. She didn't miss a note. She everything. Didn't even do the whole like, and you know he's secretly racist. Tourette's isn't real. Like the kind of like didn't even get into all that stuff. Just straight up was like it's a failure on multiple levels. And yes, it's not inclusion, it's exploitation. If you, and that's what really I felt to the heart of it was, why is that guy there knowing he has that disability and knowing that it will be misunderstood? Someone pointed out, I think in our comments on YouTube, but we haven't got to the feedback yet, but they was like, why did they even have a mic over there? He was 40 something feet away from the stage or something. I was like, what? I didn't even know that part.
Me either.
That's insane. Like, why would you do that?
Somebody in the vicinity, right?
Right. So, all right, yeah, I'm gonna move on from that one. Let's go.
For a turn left.
Yeah, I got other ones, but they actually will fuck with us, and I don't want to do that.
No.
We got off on the wrong foot already.
Let's stay in the happy place.
Let's go to some real racism.
Oh no,
our racism.
It's time to get the race. It's time to get the race. It's time to get the race. It's time to guess the race.
I'll probably put the AI commercials in somewhere in the middle of the first segments because I'm doing these segments so fast. I don't want y'all to get to the end of the show and be like, damn, every segment got commercials after this. I'll figure it out.
I mean, what is Rod over there doing?
Yeah, I'll figure it out, guys. All right, let's go to this one. Woman allegedly killed a cyclist in a hit and run and then went to pick up her friend from Taco Bell.
Oh
no. Gotta get that fourth meal in, Karen. It's hard out here on these streets, you know.
Apparently it is.
A Texas woman is behind bars after admitting that she should have returned to the scene of a fatal hit and run late last year, but did not do so because she wanted to go home. Oh, okay.
Wanted to go home?
Honestly, I needed a nap, officer.
This bike was in the way of me getting home.
Yeah, he was dead, but I was dead to the bed. Okay, when I got home.
Oh no! You can't be doing that, dog.
Adrian Tanner. And Andrea Tanner, 39, stands accused of second-degree collision involving injury or death. The victim was identified as 19-year-old Lofton Williams. The incident happened December 7th, 2025, in Tyler, which is a large city 100 miles southeast of Dallas. On the night in question, a vehicle struck Williams and drove away. Police allege in the arrest affidavit. Police say they used surveillance videos from multiple local businesses to piece together what happened that night. After the crash, surveillance footage shows a truck stopping at a Brookshire grocery store before continuing on to a nearby Taco Bell parking lot. Then the footage shows a woman getting out of the truck and manipulating the damaged grill over and over. The woman at one point appears to try and shove the grill back into place. So she's just worried about her car. After those haphazard repair efforts, the woman is seen picking up a man from Taco Bell after he got off work and driving away. Investigators identified the man from the Taco Bell. He led them to Tanner because he know who his ride was.
Right.
And he don't want to go down for accessory after the fact.
It's like it was like, I would have told you if I was in the car. I just know she picked me up. Like, what happened before they got here? I ain't got nothing to do with.
Right. Like, I'm just trying to get off of work, not go directly to jail.
Right. I you know, all I know was we were just trying to have a fourth meal. That's all I know.
Right. During the interview with police, she allegedly said she thought she hit something that possibly caused her to have a flat tire. Investigators were suspicious of the claim, however, but noted the defendant drove her truck for a long time after the fact, and an amount of time they described as much longer than someone with a flat tire would typically drive. The defendant also claimed to have checked the damage only once. Law enforcement alleges that claim did not help her case because surveillance footage showed her getting out to check her truck multiple times before she even got to the Taco Bell. She admitted to hearing a pop when she struck something in the road as soon as she hit. Yeah, she said she thought she hit a nail. The description did not convince the police. They said audio and video from surveillance footage depicted a loud crashing sound and that it would have been impossible to be in her truck and not realize you had been involved in a serious collision. Yeah, you hit a cyclist hard enough to kill them. And you was like, I thought it was a nail.
That was a speed bump.
I don't know. It was weird to me too.
It was something I felt a little shaking.
So you saying I hit a person and they died? That's crazy.
Last person.
Officers told her there had been a cyclist directly in front of her, to which she replied, "That is wild." So she really did go, that is wild. Wow.
Oh no.
The defendant added that she had been looking straight ahead the entire time while she was driving.
You ain't missed no whole ass cyclist.
So you hit a cyclist directly in front of you at the front of your car while keeping your hands on the 10 and 2 driving, seeing, and then just was like, must have been a nail. What you gonna do? The defendant said she thought about going back to see what she had hit, acknowledging she has no reason not to do so, but that in her mind she was hoping it was nothing serious. Oh, okay. So you just don't go back. It's, hope I didn't murder a person. Whoops. At one point she admitted she considered the idea that she might have hit a person. This thought allegedly came to her while she was parked at the Taco Bell. She also told investigators she tried to calm down after the incident because she can panic and freak out like Karen seeing a dog. I should have gone back, the defendant finally admitted, but she told police she was ready to get home.
At least I acknowledged the dog and slowly backed up. I ain't going to hit the dog.
Yeah, that's that. Well, I was with you, so thank goodness. She was arrested on Monday and detained in the Smith County Jail on $250,000 bond. Karen guessed the race of Andrea Tanner.
White.
Karen's going white for this hit and run artist. Let's check the chat room. White's playing murder, dusted off the bumper after running over the dude. White foolishness. Yoketo, white lady. White and crazy. She should knight a dude. White should knighted a dude. We're using that as a verb.
That's hilarious.
Correct answer is white, though. You guys got it right. And that's Andrea right there.
Yeah, I'm her friend. I would have reported her to him. Like, I don't know what happened before she beat me up, but yeah, this is my ride. That's gonna be me. Let's all go together, officer.
I like how the background of her photo is the Taco Bell.
Taco Bell, like, what do we got to do with it other than you picked up an employee for work?
Right. This is what a Taco Bell looks like.
I think
we know.
They all look the same.
But yeah, you shouldn't be killing people and going to get pick people up from Taco Bell, guys. That's bad. Let's go with another one. Thermostat problem leaves victim sprayed with mace.
Okay. I'm having a little bit more explanation.
Yep. That's normally what, that's how we do this segment normally. I say a thing and then I give more information, then you guess the race. That's
okay.
How it works.
Mm-hmm.
A 22-year-old Joliet woman who lives on the east side of the community spent 2 days in the jail after Joliet police arrested her on domestic battery charges. A police spokesman spoke with Dwayne English at 12:34 a.m. February 17th as they responded to an apartment. He said that while in the apartment, a man approached Haley Hadamick, that's who we're guessing her race, Haley Hadamick, 22, to speak to her about changing the thermostat in the residence. According to English, that's the Dwayne English, the guy. Hadamick then sprayed the man with pepper spray in the face without warning. Hadamick was present at the scene and was placed in the custody without incident. She was processed at the Joliet Police Department and transferred to the Will County Adult Detention Facility. So I guess they don't even say if he said turn it up, turn it down.
No.
She just like, thermostat. I don't know what you thought you was doing. But you're going to take some mace to the face for that.
Apparently so.
It's cold in here. Or whatever. I don't know. Karen, guess the race of Haley Hadamick.
I'm going to go white.
Karen's going to go white. All right. Let's check the chat room. See what they believe Haley Hadamick's race is. Yeah, it's weird. They didn't say what the problem was.
Too much detail.
Did he want to change the temperature? Did he want to actually go get a Nest thermostat? Like what? What caused
What was the exchange?
She was like, have you seen the power bills? White, less chill, white Haley, white overreactor. I paid a heathen bill in here. White, her last name is partially a slur towards Irish people. White, Nordic white. She mistakenly thought he was a bear, white woman. The correct answer is white. You got it right. She don't play that in her house. Okay, it's gonna stay 72 degrees.
And you gonna have to deal, ain't you?
Well, now you gonna get outside in the heat and with the mace on your face. Cause I don't play. Haley don't play that. Not in here. Y'all better check with Duke Powell. All right, the next. Let's go to the bonus round. Karen is 2 for 2.
Mm-hmm.
Be racist about anybody or anything in my life. How can I?
Call them niggers. Just call them niggers.
It's time to get the race. It's time to get the race. It's time to get the race. It's time to get the race.
All right, last one, Karen.
Okay.
Woman accused of assaulting a senior citizen in a fast food line.
Oh no! This turned into the other show.
Minimum rage.
Yes.
Texarkana, Texas, a 48-year-old Texarkana woman has been charged with a felony for allegedly hitting a 75-year-old woman standing in line at a sandwich shop last month.
Oh yeah, she's 75. You can't beat up the old people, y'all.
Not in certain states. Well, first of all, you shouldn't beat them up, period.
No, you shouldn't. But certain states, they like, we got too many of them here. Y'all can't go beat them up.
Well, Florida, I know they definitely have a actual like law that escalates as they get older.
Mm-hmm.
Tracy LaShawn Williams had allegedly caused disturbances at a couple of other local eateries January 19th before she allegedly hit a 75-year-old woman in the face as she stood in line at a Subway restaurant. Isn't standing in line at Subway punishment enough?
Come on. And my thing is, sound like she was doing this at other places too. This should not be the one she punched in the face.
Mm-hmm. She's like, I'm gonna give you a 5-finger foot long slap. What did the $5 foot long say to the face? I don't know. I couldn't get it to work all the way, but just know something was there. After being struck, the elderly woman allegedly used her walking cane to create distance between herself and a stranger who had hit her. You hit an old lady with a cane?
With a cane.
She had a cane to walk. Why are you hitting her?
Right.
Williams had already fled the sandwich stop before an officer with the police arrived. However, the officer was able to identify the suspect based on her description because he had banned her earlier in the day from a Whataburger restaurant.
Oh, damn. He was like, this sound like the lady we just banned at the place up the street.
She was just going down the street, just finding
from place to place to place. They all being victimized.
Officers that also been called earlier that day to a Golden Corral about a woman matching her description who had allegedly been grabbing food off of customers' tables. Williams is currently being held in
Mace.
Just not the corral. It's already nasty enough in there.
Don't need you.
You don't touch directly the food off people's plates. You touch it on the food bar at the buffet like everyone else does in Golden Corral.
Right.
Just grab a handful of banana pudding and slap it on your plate. What do you need instruments for? Williams is currently being held in Bowie County Jail with bail set at $25,000. If convicted of injury to an elderly individual, that's an escalator. She faces 2 to 10 years in prison. All right, Karen, guess the race of Tracy LaShawn Williams.
Black.
Karen's going with black for this elderly abuser. LaShawn is black, says Ayana. Now, before we judge, this old lady could have paid in pennies. Black. Negro rage. She is black. Black. Another white woman on the rampage. Crime speed for her man, Jared. And black. The correct answer is she was black. One person did miss it.
They missed it spectacularly because that was hilarious.
LaShawn as a middle name feels black to me.
Yes.
Also, Karen's adorable. I love how self-assured and smug you get with the head nod when you get it right. Like, of course.
Yes.
Only a black woman would do this crime.
We talk about my internal racism.
I know. I'm just saying. I think it's adorable. I'm not judging it.
Because a lot of times I'll be wrong. I'm like, how dare you?
It's just a very. It's if for those that watch the video, it's a very smug nod of like, as I thought, and as has been revealed, that was a black.
My racism was right.
A negress did this one. There's no
other way.
There's no way that
be shocked and appalled and ask for a recount if anybody else did it.
Not an Asian. Not this is a very black coded crime.
This hits all my targets.
All right, let's get to the last thing, sword ratchetness, and we'll get out of here, guys.
Guys,
I think I may be able to. Oh, let me stop this. I think I may be able to play this article. We'll see how it works, guys.
Yeah, because sometimes they trick you.
Yeah, sometimes it'd be the real article, and then sometimes it'd be like, it's the weather on the ones. Like, that's not.
Sometimes be the video with no music.
Yeah, let's see. It says shipment of Bronze Age swords, Bronze Age era swords. Arrowhead seized by Philadelphia Customs and Border Patrol officers.
Oh damn!
Yeah, like this is big news. They're getting this shit out the streets, guys. Like, who knows who had plans for these weapons? The Foot Clan,
right?
You know what I mean? Like
somebody,
the bad guys from Streets of Rage. Who knows? Sorry. Let me get the volume back up. There we go.
Customs officers at the Philadelphia International Airport recently made what you could say is truly an unusual discovery. They x-rayed a shipment and discovered dozens of swords and arrowheads. After months of investigation, it was determined that these items date back to the Bronze Age.
I bet they still cut. That like the knives from the Mummy. I bet if you get cut with that, like beetles come out of your eyes or something. That looks dangerous.
If you get cut with that shit, they're gonna be like, you got something we can't cure.
Yeah, whatever that movie was Mel Gibson directed that didn't have any English words in it. These are like day weapons, the Incan weapons.
Child, they be like, you are not a vampire.
Yeah.
Years ago. Action News reporter Elizabeth Worthington is live at the airport with the details. Elizabeth, we're at the beginning. There's quite a tale to tell here.
Yeah, it's a really interesting story, Tam. So these ancient weapons were intercepted here at the Philadelphia International Airport on the way from the UAE to Jacksonville, Florida. Now, that was all the way back in October, but CBP had to ask a local archaeologist to investigate them, which is a process that I'm told is very tedious. So once they figured out what they were and how they were likely obtained, CBP seized them just 2 weeks ago. A routine cargo inspection at the Philadelphia International Airport turned into a brush with history and with an international black market.
Could you imagine somebody having to Google that shit? What the fuck is this? I don't know, dog. We got to put something on the paper. We got to tell them more than just a bunch of knives.
I mean, they had them wrapped in newspaper and shit. Like, they weren't even really trying to protect them. Thank God these swords didn't get on the streets. Okay. They would have been looking like Spartacus out there looking at these swords.
And you know what, baby? Mm-hmm. This is what I want them to be protecting me from. Not the bonnets.
Yeah.
Not the Crocs. I don't give a fuck about nothing. I don't give a fuck about what you got on.
Yeah.
Customs and Border Protection opened a shipment to find dozens of ancient swords and arrowheads.
In this particular case, it was basically just the CBP doing their job. I mean, they might have been looking for drugs or some other type of weapons that were being, smuggled into the country.
Robert Whitman is a former FBI agent from Delaware County who helped launch the Bureau's art crimes team. He says there's a big market for stolen and smuggled cultural artifacts.
Yeah, because it's probably it's art. Yeah.
For these pieces that date back to the Bronze Age.
Maybe in a museum.
You might be looking at maybe, literally at least six figures. hundreds of thousands of dollars in value.
When CBP made the discovery in October, officials handed over the items to a local archaeologist at a Philadelphia university who did not want to be identified. That expert dated the artifacts to sometime between.
Oh no, I'm taking a look at these swords now. I'm looking closer. It's missing the eye of Thundera.
Ah, yeah, it is.
What the fuck? We can't just. What is Lionel and them gonna do? They just this Mumber got it.
1600.
This thing look like it's gonna come down from the sky.
BCE from an area near the Caspian Sea in Iran. Authorities believe they were illegally dug up from ancient burial sites.
People start stealing cultural heritage from other countries. When this material goes out of their countries, they lose their history, they lose their civilizations, and as a result, the whole world loses this.
So the U.S. has agreements in place with 30 other countries to facilitate the return of smuggled cultural artifacts. Iran, not one of them. So CBP is going to hold on to these artifacts until they make a decision about what.
Yeah, we're destroying their current culture and artifacts. We're trying to turn their current culture into artifacts in America, so we can't ship it back. We clearly have no working relationship with these folks. Oh boy, these swords, guys. At least we got them off the streets. Okay,
Got them off the streets.
Nobody has to worry about looking up and seeing the shredder approaching the Ninja Turtles or something with them. So, all right, y'all, that's it. Thanks for listening. Tomorrow we have a guest, Cam Hawkins, Seahawk. He gonna be on the show for the first time. I'm looking forward to talking with him. I've been on podcasts with him before on MC University. But he's big into like the wrestling world, and that's my cultural nerd blind spot. So it's gonna be a lot of wrestling questions and stuff for me.
Yeah, mine is very old wrestling. Like I haven't really.
I mean, I know some old shit, but I don't. He know all the stuff. He be at he's somebody.
Okay, be at the events and things. Yeah.
So I'm gonna learn a lot tomorrow. Hopefully you will too. And if you're into wrestling, show up and maybe you can ask questions in the chat that are even better than the ones we'll have.
Of course.
All right, y'all. Until next time, I love you.
Love you too.
Bye, everybody. Good night.